Hello everybody, this is Ruba Al-Zu'bi from the Plus Social Good team attending the Sharjah 6th International Global Communication Forum. And I'm very honored and privileged to have with me here Professor Muhammad Yunus. He's the father of Microcredit, the father of social innovation. He's the winner of the 2006 Nobel Prize, and he's the founder of the Grameen Bank. Professor Yunus, one of the key issues that you keep talking about is the role of social innovation, youth, and community in making the change that we all seek, especially sustainability and sustainable development. How can we encourage youth nowadays to go and act on local problems and fund the solutions that their community deserve?
First of all, this generation of young people are full of technology in their hand, technology in their mind. So they're extra powerful than any previous generation. Mm-hmm. So that they have to realize that they are extra powerful. They're so powerful. Each one of them can change the whole world. You don't need the whole generation to do it. One of them can do that. That's the power. They are not familiar that it's happening that way because they know this is just like their kids. But the kids of previous generation was different. They have to understand that. First thing is to understand they have the power. And next, raise the question, what am I going to use the power for? If you don't realize you have the power, you'll never use it. If you know you have the power, then you have to figure out how to use it. If you don't use it, it will be wasted away. So this is very critical. Don't compromise for small things. Think the biggest thing possible, most absurd thing, unbelievable thing, like a science fiction thing. You create your social fictions in your mind. Then your mind gets open up, the possibilities. Then once you have that idea, that imagination, start very small. Because first step has to be very small, so that you can control it, you can design it. If it fails, you can do it again. And then when you have developed the prototype, then repeat it, improve it, go on. Then whole imagination can be achieved. So this is the step that they have to take. You don't have to consult or take advice from anybody. You're good enough. Feel strong about that. My idea is good enough. And do that. And check along the way whether it's really good enough. But don't hesitate that you have the power. Your idea is good enough. And make a move.
Wow. And another angle is the role of the private sector. And I believe it's been a struggle between showing that some big companies, large enterprises are really contributing and trying to move from CSR maybe to social innovation and so on, and between smaller companies, SMEs, especially in developing countries, not feeling that obligation and not acting on it. So if we shed some light on, from your experience, sustainable development and the private sector, and now the SDGs and how we can push things forward.
Yeah. See that what we call private sector, these are all personal profit-driven enterprises. Profit maximization is the goal, that you want to make money. In the process, we created a world structure which pushes all the wealth in fewer and fewer hands. Today, 1% of the global population owns 99% of the wealth of the entire world. The remaining 99% own only 1%. And next year, it will be worse. Fewer than 1% will own more than 99%. So that's the direction. When you talk about private sector, that's the sector we are talking about. It's a direction is a completely different way. So I would like to bring a different idea that not only we have private sector, we also have the citizen sector. Citizens who are interested in solving problems, not making money for themselves. And we created that option. This is the conventional business, it's the private sector. The moment you say private sector, we talk about the conventional business. That's what they do. And then we'll talk about another sector which is emerging, which we are saying that we can create business to solve problem rather than make money for ourselves. It's our intention, not somebody has asked us to do that, not forced us to do that. We're doing it because we feel we can have the capacity, we can solve problem in a business way, in a sustainable way, so that money comes back. I can use the money again and again to solve the same problem and become bigger and bigger. And we call it social business. One of the conventional business versus social business. It's a non-dividend company to solve human problems. And we can continue. We have created many. Young people love it because they see for the first time, yes, they have the capacity to change the world by creating social business. It's sustainable. You don't have to be at the mercy of anybody else. You can continue. You come up brilliant. You'll use your creative power to come up with brilliant ideas about that. The match is coming between the conventional business and social business. Have collaboration, partnership, so that you don't have to go through CSR. CSR is a donation. You write a check, give it to an NGO, and you don't get involved with it. But that is one thing, you do it. I'm not objecting to it. I said, but you have a better use. You can invest this money into a social business. And then it remains, it continues, it's stable, it continues with that. And you can have a social business and commercial business together, partnership, creating a social business, both of them together, because you have the experience, you have the technology, you have ideas over years of where you work, but you used it only for making money. Now use those ideas to solve problems of the people, poverty, unemployment, environment, you name it, you can do that. And it is happening. That's what the exciting thing about it. Like we created with joint venture with Danone. Danone is a big company in the world. But we have a joint venture in Bangladesh as a social business. Danone doesn't want to make money out of this business. We don't want to make money out of it. It's a social business to solve the problem of malnutrition among the children of Bangladesh. We have joint ventures with Veolia, water company, to solve the problem of water. Veolia is a big company. We have joint ventures with Uniqlo, Japanese company, to solve the problem of clothing for the poor people who needs its clothing. It's a social business. We have joint venture with McCain, which is a Canadian company, a social business to solve the problem of production of agricultural products like potatoes, vegetables, and so on, and marketing those products for the poor people. You see, in agriculture, producers don't get much profit. It's the consumers paying a lot of money. Somewhere in between, the middle people get the money without producing anything. So I said, why don't we create a social business, take the produce from the farmers, sell it in the final market, and bring the money to the farmers. Because we are a social business, we are not interested in making money for ourselves. All the money belongs to you. So this can be done in a joint venture. So this will be an exciting experience to have a joint ventures with conventional company with a social business, creating social business. Now it's happening, and we are very happy with it.
Wow, amazing. There's a lot we want to discuss with you, Professor. One last maybe question is the microfinance. And we know that you have your own vision on how this specific sector can help in the social business and social innovation side. But now looking at how this market is evolving globally and how it relates to climate change and environmental innovation, how do you see microfinance as a supporting pillar?
It's very important. Finance is a very important pillar, whatever you want to do. You want to do income generation, it's very important. You want to do climate change, you want to do that. You want to create social business. Finance is very key to the whole thing. So it's a very important thing that microfinance is developed. It can be done. Today, it's in a very mature stage. But at the same time, I should warn you, the use of microcredit is done in a very random fashion. Everything is called microcredit. Even the loan sharks, they call themselves microcredit. So always remember, there's a right microcredit and there's a wrong microcredit. So you have to know where the dividing line is. If the microcredit is focused on helping the poor people get out of poverty, is their objective, then it's a right microcredit. If microcredit is somebody using the word microcredit to make money out of the poor people, then it's a wrong microcredit. So you have to kind of distinguish. If you complain about microcredit looking at the wrong microcredit, then it's not a fair criticism because we are not them. We are dedicated to solve the problem of the poor people. We are not interested in making money for ourselves. That's what social microcredit was all about right from the beginning. But some people took that word and used it for completely wrong purpose, to make money for themselves out of the poor people. That's a wrong microcredit. But the credit itself is an important thing. to bring it, whatever you want to do, because it's like a financial oxygen. If you don't have that oxygen, you cannot function financially, economically. That's why poor people gasp. They cannot take breath, economic breath. They're losing that breath because that oxygen is not to them. So what you provide that financial oxygen, suddenly they come alive. They become active. All the creative energy comes back. They can take care of themselves. That's what the microcredit is all about. And it's very important to do that because unless we design the financial system, world cannot be moved away from the poverty side. Because even if you do it temporarily, it will come back again. For the same reason, because the machine has not been changed yet. It's the same machine will do the same trick.
Who should change the machine and how it runs?
We, you and me together. That's what the machine. Machine is something. It's not done by the God. Mm-hmm. People create the machine. People undo that machine. Create a new machine which suits them. We don't have to continue with the same old machine, knowing fully well that is harmful to us. We don't do that. That's what the human creativity and innovation is all about. And we don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. I can do it, and you can do it.
So this is a call for action to all of us from Professor Yunus. It's been a pleasure having you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us the time from all of us at Plus Social Good at United Nations Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.